What is up, everybody? It's the Game Dex here. We are back again with a different style of video. I'm gonna continue on with the Generation 9 hype train that we've got going on. It's gonna be a while before we start to get actually true news, but we got a little bit of information that I'd like to delve into and talk about, and it's the starters. I want to talk about maybe my opinions, some predictions on what their typings might be in their final evolution. So, just to get a little bit of hype going on and talk about mostly my son, my favorite, Fuecoco, and the other two are good too. But let's get into it. We're going to start with Sprigatito. I am probably going to butcher this name so many times. It's such a mouthful for a starter Pokemon. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I would say in an average generation of Pokemon, Spaghetti Cat would be my choice. No doubt. I like cats, obviously. I mean, who doesn't like cats? I mean, there are a select few people who don't like cats. But in an average generation, I feel like I would lean towards my boy Spaghetti Cat. And he's a cool Pokemon. I mean, they really went with the Spanish name with Gatito, which I apologize. Today, tomorrow, the next day the games come out, 10 years down the line, when I'm still mispronouncing its name because I can barely speak English with my tongue as it is. But I don't know. It's a nice starter. What worries me most is to see those front two paws standing up. This is everyone's opinion. Is none of us want to see it stand on two legs. I actually have a couple friends who want to see it stand on two legs, and they no longer exist. Let's just say that. Sprig, stay on your four legs, please. Now, I like it. It's small. They're all 1'4" to 1'8", so they're less than 2 feet tall. It's the grass cat Pokemon, obviously, as you can tell. The capricious, attention-seeking grass cat Pokemon. Now, my mind goes in two directions, kind of based on the style, the eyes. I really am thinking probably Psychic or Fairy. And, I mean, those aren't bad. Grass Fairy wouldn't be bad. Grass Fairy would probably be what I'm leaning towards out of the two. I mean, Psychic is just a rough typing to add onto Grass. Get that Bug super effective. Get that Dark super effective. Get the Ghost super effective. Get the Poison super effective. And now I know Poison would hit harder with Fairy, but still, there's just, look at Celebi. Celebi, gets bodied sometimes, even though it's supposed to be a more supportive Pokemon. It gets bodied so much because of the typing. And as cool as Sprig is, I wouldn't be upset about Psychic type. I just feel like I'd like Fairy. Some people I have seen have said Dark, which maybe leaning onto the cat mysterious theme, but the eyes really point Psychic or Fairy to me. I don't really see another option looking at the type chart other than most likely Psychic, second likely Fairy, and then third likely Dark. I mean, out of all of those, I would prefer Psychic. Now, I have seen also suggestions of what people want to see it evolve into. My friend that wants it to be standing had it a little thief-like, but I personally would prefer it to be like a saber-toothed tiger. I know everyone's like, well, Fuecoco's not following the Chinese zodiac anymore, which we'll get into. Hold off, he's my son. Stop bullying him. But grass Pokemon have tended to lean towards prehistoric animals. And a saber-toothed tiger doesn't exist anymore. It would be a little cool. It's got the little teeth hanging from the thing. Maybe saber-toothed tiger, but we'll see. We'll see. We got months to go. I hope Sprig stays cool, stays on 4 legs. I really think this is going to be such a cool starter as long as it keeps the paws down. If Wacoco goes a bad route, I just want Sprig as that next option able to take the course for me. Now, my least favorite, I would say, is probably Quaxley. And the more I look at him, the more he starts to warm up to me. I think the biggest issue I had with him starting is just why more water duck Pokemon? Like, we've got so many ducks. We've got Psyduck. We've got Golduck, which I know they're in the same line. But we also have Ducklet. And I've called him whatever region in Ducklet, just as like a different form, joking around. And I don't know. His design isn't bad. I kind of like the design. The hat's nice. It's just a lot of redundancy for me that I am feeling a little on. But maybe as he evolves, he'll start to grow on me, and maybe he'll be better. Now, I don't know. I probably should have done more research in on this. I don't think Quaxley has as much Spanish influence in the name as the other two do. But I did see someone reference a famous explorer that had like Quaxit, or yeah, I think Quax in its name, and I can't remember it off the tip of my head. But the earnest and tidy duckling Pokemon. Now, sailor vibes, like completely. He's a sailor. He's got a sailor hat. I could possibly see flying type, but I feel like they stray away from flying type starters, other than for a short period of time, because they want people to use the starter bird, which I know we have Charizard. I think Dactrix was flying, but I think they tend to stray away from those just so people can use both starting flying bird and Quaxley without worry. Now, he's a sailor. Does that mean he goes into the explorer, pirate, conquistador route? Possibly. That's kind of the vibes I'm seeing. The only other thing I could see is maybe he turns into the ship, but he's the one that I'd want to be more elegant and like actually like look like an explorer and pick up on that vibes. Now, I've seen a couple people suggest electric. I don't quite see electric, but maybe as it evolves. Ice, same type of deal. I don't see the ice, but we'd have to see. Fighting is always a possibility because, I mean, those explorers had to fight a bunch. They fought a bunch to explore the land. So, fighting maybe. Poison, no. Ground, probably not. Flying, I've said, I think they're going to stray away from that. Psychic, no. Bug, no. Rock, no. Ghost, no. Dragon, no. Dark, maybe it'd be, I would say Dark is a further stretch than fighting. Like, I can kind of see some fighting resemblance in him. Steel, I've seen a lot of people suggest Steel, and I could see Steel if they try to integrate the ship into him as he evolves. I could see the Steel type, but that'd be another Empoleon. But, I mean, look at the fire starters. They went firefighting for so many routes. And, you know, we don't typically predict it because I think most people like seeing dual-type starters. He could just stay water. We did just get a last game that had straight single-typing Pokemon after we predicted a whole bunch of stuff. So, he could stay straight water, but they might swap it up, and I would say probably Fighting or Steel are my two guesses, and I think he's going to go the Pirate, Explorer route type of deal, and he'll be the more, like, I won't say humanoid because it's a duck, but I think he'll have, like, some elements, like Inteleon, that I just flick to my phone that is showing my typings. Maybe more the route. Kind of like Incineroar. It still has that cat appearance, but has some humanoid features. And then last but not least, my boy Fuecoco. My son, my favorite of the three. Who, as long as they do not, please, Pokemon Company, do not mess up Fuecoco. Like, he looks amazing. I don't know how you could mess him up, but please do not mess him up. And anyone insulting him, goodbye. The door is that way. Leave my son alone. But he is the Fire Croc Pokemon. The laid-back Fire Croc Pokemon that does things at his own pace. I've already made a prediction for his typing on the Twitter, and I wanted to say it immediately. So that way, when the game comes out and it becomes true, I'll be like, hey, I said this the day I saw him. I predicted Fire Ghost. Now, a lot of people are like, no. He's going to be a Fire Dragon. Which, yes, I could see that happening. But look at his face. He's got a skull. Ghost. I mean, he's not Ghost yet, but he's got a skull on his face, and I hit my mic. I apologize, guys. And this is starting to get referenced more and more slightly by more people, because I've seen other people now suggesting Fire Ghost. He's a ghost pepper. He's completely shaped like a ghost pepper. Could we Fire Ghost? I've suggested this to a couple of my friends, and I've had friends that say, well, we just got Typhlosion, Hisuian Typhlosion. There's no way we're getting another Fire Ghost. But that same friend told me we weren't going to get Hisuian evolutions for the three Pokemon. I'm just saying, Ghost Pepper, he's got the skull. My biggest thing would be Fire Ghost. I kind of just want to see him evolve into a bigger crocodile. I've seen some weird evolutions. You know what? I know how you can mess him up. There's an evolution that turned him into a giant dragon snake thing. No, don't get rid of his hands. I like him the way he is. Just make him bigger, make him badder, make him bolder. Now, I guess I should probably talk about the other types that I could see. Ghost is what I'm predicting. But here are some other typings we could possibly get. Now, I was going to say maybe fighting. Maybe. Very, like, that's like the stretch one. I could see ground. Now, ground and dragon will probably tie for what I feel is the second most likely, but I'm going to stick with my Fire Ghost prediction. He's got the skull. And you might be like, okay. Well, the skull could also be used in digging. Like, look at Cubone, archaeology. Ground, skulls, fossils type of deal could be possible. I mean, that could also say rock, but I don't really... Maybe rock, but I just don't really see the rock. And then probably dragon too. I mean, he's a reptile. He's got that reptilian burning urge that all reptile Pokemon want to do is just become a dragon. So I could see dragon and I could see ground, but my heart is going to stick with Fire Ghost. And I just hope he becomes something cool. Like... Look at him. Look at him. He's my favorite one. Now, that Quaxley has grown on me. I would probably say this is one of the top tier starter choices. I know the last Sword and Shield starters grew on me. The baby phase, and even their final evolution started to grow on me. I just really hope that Pokemon makes them look good. We all got different opinions, but we all, for the most part, can agree that Spaghetti Cat stays on 4 legs, Fuecoco needs to just look bold and cool, and Quaxley needs to continue on his adventures. Now, tell me, guys, in the comments below, who do you prefer? I'm sticking with Fuecoco unless something goes wrong. then Spaghetti Cat is my next option. And you know, maybe Quaxley shakes it up and becomes like better in the evolutions, but let me know who you guys want. And if you have any more suggestions for these types of videos, we don't have much information, but we do have a little bit we can discuss. Leave those in the comments too. But until next time, everyone, peace.